Have you ever wondered why certain thoughts keep returning? You push them away, but they come back. You tell yourself to stop thinking about them, but somehow they find their way back into your mind. The same worries, the same fear, the same inner conversation. And after a while, it starts to feel as though your mind is working against you. But what if the problem is not that your mind is broken? What if your mind is simply doing what it was designed to do? You see, your mind is always listening. It is listening to what you hear. It is listening to what you repeat. And it is listening to what you continually focus on, whether you realize it or not. Every day, you are teaching your mind what matters. The thought you revisit, the words you speak, the voices you allow into your life, the story you keep replaying, all of them leave an impression. And over time, what is repeated becomes familiar. And what becomes familiar begins to feel true, because the mind often mistakes familiarity for truth. Not because something is true, but because it has been repeated so many times that your mind no longer questions it. Think about that for a moment. Many of the thoughts that trouble people today are not powerful because they are true, but they are powerful because they have been repeated. Repeated so often that they no longer feel like thoughts, but they begin to feel like reality. That is why fear can become automatic. That is why worry can feel normal. And that is why that can sound convincing. Not because they are telling the truth, but because they have been rehearsed again and again. And this is why scripture places such importance on what we hear. God says, "My son, attend to my words. Incline your ear unto my saying." I want you to notice where God began. It began with attention, because whatever has your attention will eventually influence your thinking. And whatever influences your thinking will eventually influence your life. God understands something many people overlook. You see, the mind moves in the direction of repeated focus. What you continually expose yourself to today becomes what you naturally think about tomorrow. And that is why the voice that you listen to matter. That is why the words you repeat matter. And that is why what you allow into your mind matter. Because repetition is never neutral. It is always shaping something. It is either strengthening what helps you or reinforces what hurt you. But the good news is that this works both ways. Because the same mind that learns fear can learn peace. The same mind that learns worry can learn faith. And the same mind that learns destructive pattern can learn life-giving ones. Which means something very important. You are not trapped by the thought you have today. You are experiencing the result of what has been repeatedly shaping your mind. And what has been learned can be relearned. What has been practiced can be replaced. And what has been repeated can be redirected. That is where hope begins. Because healing does not start by fighting every thought that enter your mind. But healing begins by changing what repeatedly enter your mind. Because what you hear repeatedly will eventually influence what you believe. And what you believe will eventually influence how you live. But now, we arrive at a deeper question. If repetition shapes the way you think, what happens when those repeated thoughts become so familiar that they begin to shape who you believe you are? When does a pattern become an identity? And once it becomes an identity, how do you change it? Because changing a thought is one thing, but changing an identity is something deeper. And that is exactly where we are going in the next video. God bless you.